It's getting towards the final day of APF, the UK's largest trees and timber event, and we've made our way to a stand many people might not know, but we will by the end of this, Rhizocore, where I'm joined by Paul. Paul, how are things? How's the show going?
Hi Jack, yeah, the show's going really well, thank you. It's the first time we've been to APF and we're thoroughly enjoying it.
So, Rhizocore, as I say, it's still relatively new. What is it?
Yeah, Rhizocore, we started as a business at the end of 2021, so this is our third year, and we're what we call an applied mycology company, which is a bit of a mouthful, but essentially it means we are we're building the world's largest fungal library, and we're commercialising that. And our first product is a rhizo pellet, which really enhances tree growth.
And how does it do that then? Talk me through the technology.
Sure, well, this is what a rhizo pellet looks like, and we produce these ourselves at our location at the University of Edinburgh Easterbush campus, and contained in a rhizo pellet is living mycelium. So we work with clients who are planting trees, and we look at what the tree species is, where they're going to plant it, and then we match local fungi with a specific tree species to enhance tree growth. We take that fungi and we create a liquid mycelium which we inoculate this pellet with, and then when the tree planter is out there planting the tree species, they take the tree, take the pellet and drop it in. And that helps establish or re-establishes that underground fungal network which greatly enhances tree growth in the early days of a tree's life.
Okay, so it's quite a simple process then, it's literally just dropped in as you're planting it.
It's a simple process to use, and that's what we've designed, because it has been tried in the past but it's never worked properly. So we've developed a process in conjunction with tree planters and forestry management companies to make sure it actually works. Actually what goes into it is a lot of science. Yeah.
Okay, and in terms of then the actual benefit of it, measurably, what benefit does it bring if, say, as opposed to one tree that's not got it, to one tree that does have it? What's the benefit?
Sure, well, the main benefits are, in that first year, it improves sapling mortality, i.e. it reduces it. So we've seen in our first field trials that sapling mortality can reduce we've reduced it by 10, 20, 35% even. And we also help to establish that early stage growth. So in the first 5 years, you want your trees to grow stronger, quicker, and we can help do that with this fungal network. So a tree growing quicker is really important especially in commercial forestry, because we can help shorten rotations. So some of the other benefits are with an underground fungal network, the tree can tap into additional water and nutrient sources, so it enhances the tree growth. Opportunities to reduce intolerance to drought, so increases tolerance to drought. One of the other main benefits, and one of the reasons why we're working with some of our clients, is it reduces the need for fertiliser. So one of our clients, which is a major utility in Scotland, a water utility, you can probably guess who, they're starting to work with us because they're planting around reservoirs and they want to eliminate any potential fertiliser runoff into the reservoir because of contamination. So when they've found out what we can do, they realised they could use this to enhance tree growth in the early days without the need for fertiliser.
Okay, so it's quite a number of benefits then. It's not just necessarily the tree, it's the whole process, the whole land.
It's all around biodiversity and making sure we do the right thing for the land, and this is definitely one of those tools that you can use.
And you mentioned commercial forestry. I guess it can work with any species. It can work with broadleaves and conifers.
It works with a wide variety of tree species. A lot of them that you use in commercial forestry, your Sitkas, your Douglas firs, a lot of pine, oaks, chestnuts. We work with what we call fungus that associates with those kind of trees, and it's what's called ectomycorrhizal fungi. You get some other fungi, which is arbuscular, and that works with grasses, it works with, I guess you'd call them fruit trees, so trees you use in orchards. So it's not every tree that associates with ectomycorrhizal fungi, but it's the vast majority of trees that are used in commercial forestry.
Yeah, which is what people here probably want to hear.
Exactly. So if we can help trees go faster, bigger, quicker, stronger, it's good news for everybody. And it's really important to use them in areas where you've not had trees before. So where people are reforesting old arable lands, or maybe planting in disused mine areas where you've got really poor quality soil, then something like this can really enhance tree growth in those early stages and ensure you don't lose as many trees in that early stage growth as well.
Okay, which is really impressive. In terms of like the commercial side, you mentioned it is quicker. What are we talking about in terms of like years wise?
Sure. Well, if you're talking about a typical Sitka rotation of say 35 to 40 years, we can knock 5 to 10 years off that. which is a big benefit for a lot of commercial foresters. But just as importantly, it's that early stage growth, getting the growth up in the first 5 years, is just as important for other sectors, such as those companies that are looking at carbon credits. Because if the tree can take off quicker and get to its growth point quicker as well, it means carbon credits can be accrued sooner rather than later. So there's a lot of benefits of using it.
Yeah, totally. I see the wind's kind of getting to us here as well, but we're all right.
It
we're
is
just
a little bit windy in this part of the world.
You can tell we do this as we're filming it, but so that's really interesting. There's a lot of benefits to it. You mentioned a couple kind of clients there, but who else has tasted it? Where have you tasted it?
Yeah, sure. Well, in our first season, we worked with customers. We planted 20,000 pellets. It's 1 pellet per tree. So we worked with people like Quilcher over in Ireland. We worked with Till Hill on a couple of sites. And then the current planting season, we've worked with clients. We've planted over 200,000 trees with them, and that's come to, again, like Till Hill, Forestry Journal Scotland, Scottish Woodlands, the Forest Estate in Dumfries, Cheshire Wildlife. I'll read off the list now here. Highlandry Wilding, our Tornish Estate, Trees for Life. Pretty much the who's who of British forestry, which is absolutely brilliant. Everyone's buying into the concept. And we're now opening up and we're talking to other sectors. So we're talking with utility companies that are planting trees because they want to plant trees, but they don't want trees to die. So we can help ensure we minimise that for them as well.
And I guess then that's quite a lot's happened in 3 years.
Yep.
What's kind of next? What do you hope to get out of the next period of growth?
Sure. Well, we've taken ourselves overseas as well. We established an office in Australia earlier this year, and that's going really, really well. From nobody knowing about us to where we are now, we've got our first clients down there. We're doing our first plantings down there. We've got our first collections of fungi. So that's going really, really well. We're now broadening our horizon, and we're in active discussions with looking to establish an operation over in North America, which has its own particular problems, but we know we can help solve them. So I think North America in the next 18 months is probably where we'll be, and we'll see a lot of activity, which is super exciting for us. And the feedback we've had from people we've been talking to in Canada and the US is that they're really interested in what we do and can't wait for us to be over there, which is great.
Yeah, well, listen, it's a really exciting time for you. I think it's great, and great to have you at APF the first time. Paul, thanks for speaking to us. Enjoy the rest of the show, and good luck for the future.
Thanks a lot, Jack. Great to meet you.